is News 3 Now at 6.
But I call on your power right now, my God, to heal, my God. Heal the hearts of her daddy, my God, her mama, my God, her siblings, my God, all her friends, my God. Heal the hearts of our community, my God.
Today, friends and family helped honor Anissa Scott, who was shot in the head on Tuesday. She was a passenger in a car, and police believe the driver was the intended target. Jamie Perez tells us how community members came together to share their grief this morning as Anissa was taken off of life support. Tahalia Mohideen shares how a motorcycle group is honoring her tonight. Before we go to them, we're hearing from the governor about this homicide. Amy Reed spoke with him today. Amy?
The governor, the mayor, or politicians see what's happening as unacceptable, and both want to see changes, whether in policy or practice, to make it stop.
Any kind of gunplay is unacceptable, and it's just made more real and more heartbreaking when it impacts a bystander and when it impacts an 11-year-old little girl.
Governor Tony Evers said this death of 11-year-old Anissa Scott is unacceptable.
We need to take a deep breath as a state, as a country.
Evers said Anissa's killer needs to be arrested, which police are working on. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway views her job and the Common Council's as working to stop similar shootings from happening again.
It's a longer-term thing, but it doesn't have to be years and years of conversation first, right? We could just invest in some proven models. In fact, we have the groundwork laid for us already here in Madison, and I do think it's time for us to act.
She talked about this and other safety efforts in a virtual speech to the city today. In addition to prevention, she said the city will begin a pilot program for a medically trained crisis response team, which can respond to those in mental health crisis, ultimately lightening the load for police.
As I've talked with police here in Madison, they recognize that they are not the answer to all our problems, and in fact are overworked, stretched thin, and often without the tools needed to address the problems they see in our community.
At the state level, Evers wants to see lawmakers address gun safety as he attempted last year, but added conversations need to start in the community.
Gun owners in this state, and the vast majority of them are good Americans that keep their guns safe, but we need to find ways to get the guns out of the hands of people that are using them unwisely.
Madison's mayor said she also wants to see Common Council attack the issues that she says lead to violence, like lack of affordable housing, access to health care, and inequity in the city. Now, dozens got together at Brittingham Park for a balloon release in Anissa's name. That's where we find our Jamie Perez, who shares what happened there earlier today.
Right, Amy, it was a very emotional-filled day today as dozens gathered here, hugging, praying, and crying in Anissa's name. And earlier today, they launched balloons, about several dozen of them in her honor, right at 11:11, just as she was being pulled off of life support. Her family is hurting, and the community is hurting as well from this tragedy. And right now, police are still looking for help from the public to find out who did this. But it's not just police who are begging someone to come forward.
It could be your baby. It could have been my baby. It could have been anybody's baby. So if y'all want somebody to speak up for y'all kids, y'all have to speak up for other people's kids. I know it's scary. I know the rules. I know if you snitch, you get stitches. Forget all that. You have to snitch. You have to tell. Or else they're going to keep killing our kids. Next time it might be yours or mine.
So if you saw anything, know something, or have any information that could help police, these friends and families who are out here today are begging people to come forward to help bring justice for Anissa and her family and to stop the gun violence from happening.
Jamie and Amy, thank you both. The Sun Prairie Youth Basketball Association is sharing their love and support for Anissa, who was one of their players. They shared a statement from her coach, Jen Ray, on Facebook, describing Anissa as, quote, a bright and energetic girl with such a love for life. The Youth Basketball Association wrote that they're thinking of her and her family during this incredibly difficult time. The Sun Prairie School District sent out a statement offering condolences to Anissa's family and support to students, families, and staff. Anissa was an incoming 6th grader at Prairie View Middle School and had previously attended Horizon Elementary School. The Madison School District's new superintendent is offering his condolences to the victim's family. Dr. Carlton Jenkins writes that the loss of Anissa is heartbreaking for the entire community. When we lose a child to violence, quote, we must pause as a community to reflect on how we should value human life. Dr. Jenkins adds that MMSD is committed to working with the community, elected officials, and city leaders to address the violence. A motorcycle group is honoring Anissa in their own way and organizing a campaign to stop violence. New at 6, Tahalil Mohideen shares what the Four Horsemen MC are doing to show support for Anissa and her family.
Charlotte, the group of riders gathered here tonight are planning to make their way over to the hospital where Anissa passed to honor her memory. Once they arrive, they plan to observe a moment of silence and offer a prayer for her and her family. Now, group members say they've all been touched by violence in one way or another, so it was important for them to get involved. Tonight at 10, we'll hear from how group members are planning to kick off their Stop the Violence campaign tonight at 10.
Tahalil, thank you so much. Next at 6, pleasant weather continues. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
And for the most part, it's going to be dry and pleasant weather. Just a couple of chances of rain over the next 10 days. One of those will be coming up on Saturday. But today, there were some thunderstorms up in northern Wisconsin this morning. Those dissipated. The air in southern Wisconsin, a lot drier than air out to the west and to the north, where the humidity levels are up a bit. But you can see even there, just a few sprinkles of rain up in northern Minnesota, northern Michigan. There are some thunderstorms moving into northwestern Minnesota. That's about the nearest rain of any consequence. Temperatures right now are generally in the lower 80s. Madison's at 81, Janesville at 82. A little bit warmer out to the west, a little bit cooler closer to Lake Michigan. Dew point temperatures are in the upper 50s to the lower 60s across much of our viewing area, but those dew points start to rise as you get toward the Mississippi River as the humidity starts to build there. Look for skies to become mostly clear overnight. Low temperatures dropping to around 60 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, look for sunny skies and a high of 85. Heat index readings will be in the mid to upper 80s, but there will be a chance for thunderstorms on Saturday, but dry weather is expected for much of next week. I'll have the details and weather in a few minutes.
Medical record software company Epic is backing off plans to bring all 9,000 employees back to the Verona campus by September 21st. In an email sent to employees last night, founder and CEO Judy Faulkner told her team that anyone who wants to work from home can continue to do so through the end of the year. She said the company paused its phased return to campus plan over the weekend in response to a letter from Public Health Madison and Dane County. The number of new coronavirus cases has substantially increased. State and county health officials confirm more than 1,000 new cases today. That is 400 more than the total number we saw yesterday. In total, there have been more than 63,000 confirmed cases in Wisconsin. DHS officials say the positivity rate has increased by 2.5 percentage points today. 7.6% of new tests in the past 24 hours came back positive. The 7-day average also slightly increased to 6.9%. Coming up next at 6, Isthmus newspaper is becoming a nonprofit. After pandemic-related financial struggles, we'll hear from the owner on how this change will help them thrive moving forward.
Of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months. Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco. Bad City movie. You haven't seen moves like these before.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A local community newspaper is making the change over to a nonprofit. Representatives from the Isthmus say it's a move they've been considering since the paper paused production in March. They say with businesses suffering and events canceled due to the pandemic, an advertising-based model just doesn't work.
What it brings about is great clarity that it's time for journalists to be supported by the readers. And you should be paying for what you're reading and consuming for fair wages for the journalists.
Isthmus publishers say the goal is to be able to continue offering the paper for free, relying on grants and donations to keep them running. They hope the change will not only make them financially stronger, but also allow them to further their independent values and journalistic integrity. Festival Foods is hosting a drive-in fireworks show Labor Day weekend at the Alliant Energy Center. It's planned for Saturday, September 5th. Tickets are available for $10 per car at breezestevensfield.com. $1 from every ticket will go to YWCA of Madison. All vehicles will be physically distanced and people will need to stay inside their car to watch. Still ahead at 6, while the majority of students in the Janesville School District want to go back to the classroom, a majority of teachers do not. We'll share how the district is accommodating virtual and in-person learning. And clear, pleasant weather continues tomorrow, but we do have some shower chances this weekend. Gary has your first warn forecast next.
When a student falls behind, a good teacher helps them catch up. A bad president would tie their hands, like Joe Biden would. Even with hundreds of public schools closed indefinitely, Biden opposes emergency parental choice grants, preventing parents from choosing options like private tutoring or charter schools if their public school is closed. A lost year is unacceptable, but 4 under Biden, that's a lost generation. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. And save a little money without sacrificing the savory. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills. And make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer savings like Festival Foods.
This is the big one, folks. The Brothers Maine Everything's on Sale sale. Right now, you'll get everything from Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana with blowout savings, like a Maytag washer for $3.99 and a Maytag dryer for just $3.99. And you'll always get more from the More store, like our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. The Everything's on Sale sale, with more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction on everything. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Joe Biden says,
if you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
That means middle-class families, small businesses, and seniors pay higher taxes. It's the biggest tax increase in history.
Citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
That means 11 million illegal immigrants competing for American jobs, eligible for free health care, Social Security, and Medicare. America can't afford Joe Biden.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Shop Steinhoffel's largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses under one roof. Right now, save 35% or more on our best-selling brands. Get your choice king recliner or Gifford sofa from Lane, now $5.99. Or this solid wood dining table, now $7.99. Save big on American-made solid wood bedroom sets from Daniels Amish and Whitmer. And get great deals on all of our top mattress brands. Shop Steinhoffel's and get the best deals on the best brands in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
The Janesville School District says 70% of its students have chosen to return to in-person classes when school resumes in September. Adam Duxter spoke to parents sending their children back and those electing for online learning and shares how the district plans to accommodate both.
Well, in just a matter of weeks, more than 6,000 students here in the school district of Janesville will make their return to the classroom for the first time since March. And while it's a risk many school districts across the state have already decided they're not going to take, those here in charge in Janesville say they're doing the right thing and they're doing it safely.
School is the best place for the vast majority of kids to learn. That's why we have school.
School District of Janesville Superintendent Steve Pufall says the decision to offer in-person learning this fall was driven by a community requesting that choice.
Our parents need to go to work. If they don't, many of them don't get paid.
Parents like Rose Zink, who's sending her third grader Violet back to Kennedy Elementary on September 1st.
Mostly it was due to the logistics, again, of being a working family with 2 wage earners, essential employees having to work outside of the home.
Zink and 6,000 other students will come back to schools pushing masks and social distancing, done by keeping classes separate for the whole day, including lunch and recess. But more than 2,000 students will spend this year online, including Megan Guernsey's son, who has asthma.
I made the choice I made because I don't think sending my kid back to school is worth the risk of him getting it, and I'd rather him be home.
Both families say they're happy to have been able to make their own choice. But a survey from the Janesville Education Association says 75% of 587 responding employees don't feel comfortable moving forward with this plan. Pufall says now the district is hiring 70 more teachers who can work in classrooms, while those who are uncomfortable are pivoted to online teaching.
The virus isn't going away, right? Every day we're learning more about the virus, and we're learning more about how to manage the virus, and we're learning how our behaviors, good or bad, impact the virus or its spread.
Superintendent Pufall says should the district need to go online entirely at any point this school year, they're prepared to make that happen. He says in the meantime, they're trying to take the health precautions to make sure they never have to make that decision in the first place. In Janesville, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Other Rock County schools like Edgerton, Evansville, and Milton say they are giving students the option to choose, while the Beloit School District will be virtual only through October 30th. New at 6, bringing home a new baby is exciting and a little scary even in the best of times. Health experts are sharing advice for new parents who are dealing with COVID-19 concerns on top of all of that. One of the big challenges nursery hospitalists are hearing from parents is not being able to introduce family members to their newborn. The advice they're giving is to weigh the risks and benefits.
We typically think of babies as being more vulnerable to infectious diseases. They have a little bit less of an immune system than an older child would, and that still is true. So we have to remember all of the other infectious diseases, keeping babies safe, but we also have to keep in mind that the visitors are going to be at risk too. So grandmas, grandpas, older aunts and uncles, older friends and family members are going to be at risk from the baby and the family.
She says it is very important to stay connected and to try using a video call. But if a family member is going to visit, she recommends having them self-isolate for 10 to 14 days beforehand, practice meticulous hand washing, and wear a mask. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with a look at our forecast.
Another sunny day today. Temperatures are very comfortable in the lower to middle 80s. The temperatures will start ticking up a bit for tomorrow, and as we look at 3 things you need to know in the forecast, look for a very warm day tomorrow. High temperatures will be in the middle 80s, but we'll still see plenty of sunshine. Humidity levels will start to increase a little bit, and that could lead to a chance for some thunderstorms on Saturday, but some areas may pick up very little in the way of rain. Other places may pick up a ½ inch to an inch of rain in some of the heavier thunderstorms, but then we're back to dry weather for most of next week, beginning on Sunday and lasting at least through Friday. On Doppler track, things very quiet across our state. To the north, north and west, some strong to severe thunderstorms just starting to develop in western Minnesota, where a severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts toward the Twin Cities and into northwestern Wisconsin. But again, we should stay dry during the day and probably most, if not all, of tomorrow night. On Saturday, the thunderstorm chances move in here, but by that time, most of the energy from that system will be heading into Canada, so we're just getting the trailing cold front. There's the possibility of an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm popping up, gusty winds, hail, and heavy rain's the main threat. But that may not happen until later in the afternoon. So the highest threat area would be east of Madison, whereas areas west of Madison may have the cold front come through and the severe weather threat end before they even have a chance to see those storms pop up. And you can see that's also depicted in the future track computer model precipitation forecast. Areas closer to La Crosse may pick up very little in the way of rain. They're going to be kind of in that skip zone, whereas areas east of Madison may see some isolated amounts of a ½ inch to maybe an inch and some heavier downpours. We could use the rain, and like I say, after that, we're going to stay dry. Out in the tropics, they're starting to heat up a little bit. Tropical storm Josephine is in the Atlantic Ocean, in an area of developing tropical weather just off the Carolina coast. Could become a tropical weather system as it moves to the northeast and generally bypasses New England. But Josephine right now has maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, but notice how it's kind of asymmetrical. All the thunderstorms on the north side of the system, very little to the south. The forecast track from the National Hurricane Center strengthens it into a fairly strong tropical storm, but then as it passes north of the Caribbean, it starts to weaken a little bit as some wind shear kind of pulls it apart, and then eventually just kind of weakens into a very minimal tropical storm or even a tropical depression as it passes to the southwest of Bermuda sometime next week. Around here, the jet stream has shifted to the south a little bit. That's kind of trapping a lot of the humidity to our south and to our west. Thunderstorms in the southeastern part of the country, but not a lot of precipitation elsewhere across the nation. There is a warm front to our west. On the other side of that warm front, temperatures are a little bit warmer. We're low 80s here, mid to upper 80s to the west, but notice the dew point temperatures, they are quite a bit higher on the other side of that warm front. We'll have a little more humidity as we head into tomorrow and Saturday. So for tomorrow, look for a high of 85 degrees. It'll be mostly sunny, very warm. And again, thunderstorm chances Saturday into Saturday evening. Some areas, especially east of Madison, may pick up a ½ inch or a little bit more. West of Madison, maybe less than ¼ inch, if that. 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, that dry weather returns on Sunday and pretty much lasts for most of next week. There'll be a chance for a thunderstorm from Friday night into Saturday. Otherwise, dry weather through the following Sunday.
And coming up in sports, the Bucks fell in their final seeding game in the bubble. But what the loss meant nothing to Milwaukee. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Improve your home's curb appeal with ideal garage doors. This 16x7 white insulated garage door has a traditional style for any home. $664.99 after 11% off. Update your home with a new Larson Storm Door. The Lakeview Split View Plus Storm Door features screen-away retractable screen. $354.99 after 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Gobin Cars Grand Opening Sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Today we're facing a serious threat. We have to meet it as one country. Numbers don't lie. Infection rates are now going up in more states than they're going down. We got to fight this together. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Limit the size of crowds. It may be inconvenient. It may be uncomfortable, but it's the right thing to do as an American. We need a president who will level with the American people. President will tell us the unvarnished truth. President will take responsibility instead of always blaming others. President will listen to the experts, follow the science, allow them to speak. President will lead, be an example for the nation. We have to do all we can to keep our fellow Americans safe and healthy. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Keeping students safe while learning at home. How are local districts working to help kids deal with mental health and other personal issues during virtual schooling?
We want every one of our students to feel safe and a true sense of belonging. And this year, that's more true than ever.
On the next News 3 Now this morning.
The Bucks will face the Magic in the first round of the playoffs, but before they begin their run at an NBA title, they have to play their final seeding game in the bubble. Now, the Grizzlies need this way more than the Bucks do, but Milwaukee still playing hard. Brook Lopez gets up for the block, and then the big fella would get rewarded for his efforts at the other end of the floor. He splashes home the triple, part of his team-high 19. But the Grizz were playing for their postseason line. Ja Morant to Brandon Clark, and Memphis takes down Milwaukee 119-106. This Saturday, the Packers were supposed to open up the preseason against the Cardinals in Lambeau Field. That's not happening because the NFL canceled the preseason, but Saturday is still a big day for the green and gold. The Packers finally open up training camp. The guys will get to take the field in helmets and then move to full pads later in the week. But pads or no pads, just being back out there is a pretty big deal.
It'd definitely be a relief, you know what I'm saying? Because it was so much, uncertainty just during this whole off season, if there was going to be a season and, this, that, and the third. So to finally just be out there and just kind of forget about everything else and just kind of let loose and play football again, I think is going to be great for everyone.
Tuesday, the UW football team got hit with the news they didn't want to hear. Instead of playing in the fall, the Badgers and the rest of the Big Ten will attempt to play football in the spring. What it will look like, nobody knows. But what head coach Paul Chryst does know, this team is resilient. And no matter how much or how little time they get together in the fall, they're going to be making the most of it.
I believe in this group and that we'll find a way to really make it a productive fall. Do I know what exactly it's going to look like? No, but I do. I know what our group is made of, and I know what our intentions will be, and we'll find a way to get a lot out of whatever time we have.
There's some Wisconsin flavor atop the leaderboard at the Bridgestone Senior Players Championship. Both Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly are tied for the lead after 18 holes at 2 under. And don't forget, Forward Madison is back home tomorrow night. If you can't make it to Hart Park in Wauwatosa, you can always watch the Flamingos take on Tormenta on TVW. Game time is set for 7 o'clock. Flamingos still trying for that first win of the season. I'm thinking tomorrow's going to be a good day for Forward Madison.
Okay, try and try again.
That's right.
Thank you very much. And here's Gary with the final check of your forecast.
At least the weather should be nice for them. I think it'll be a great day. We'll be looking for some sunshine tomorrow. In fact, take a look at the live view from the WISC TV Sky Cam. Clear skies there. Temperatures right now very comfortable. 81 in Madison, 82 in Janesville. Dew point temperatures upper 50s to lower 60s, so still not too humid. Look for a high of 85 for tomorrow, so a little more humid in the afternoon. Some thunderstorm chances Saturday, and then dry weather for most of next week.
All right, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.